Welcome back to Takacs McGinnis Elder Care News Hour. I'm Barbara McGinnis, and in today's episode we're talking about veterans benefits and how to help our veterans access these services and their families.
All right, I'm Tim Takacs, and in this segment we are speaking with the Tennessee State Veterans Home. Really, we're speaking with Sandra Wyatt-Moore, who is the Director of Clinical Services.
Yes.
So welcome, Sandra. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the Tennessee State Veterans Homes. How many are there? Where are the homes located? What services they provide?
Okay, we have 4 state veterans homes. Knoxville, which is 140 beds, Murfreesboro, 140 beds, Humboldt, 140 beds, and our newest home in Clarksville is 108 beds. We provide services anywhere from short-term rehab, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, all the way to long-term care, palliative care. We have dementia programs, we have activity programs. So from pretty much, we run the whole gamut of long-term care.
Is this, are these facilities just for veterans?
No, there's actually, we may take up to 25% non-veterans. Okay. That means a spouse or a Gold Star parent.
Okay.
So how do you get into the program? I mean, if I'm a veteran or if you have a veteran, how do you get admitted into a Tennessee State Veterans Home?
If the veteran is already in the hospital system, they would ask their case manager to do the referral to us. If they're at home, they can actually call us directly, and we'll walk them through the process.
So is there a waiting list?
There is a waiting list at all 4 homes. However, there's also medical necessity. So if someone's already in the hospital and they need long-term care or skilled care, the waiting list would not come into play for them.
Okay, so let's say that my father is a veteran or I'm a veteran, and say I have a diagnosis of Alzheimer's or something. Do I just call and say I want to get admitted here, or do I want to spend some time here, or how does that work for the average viewer who really is not familiar with this at all?
Right.
And don't even really know that there's a Tennessee State Veterans Home.
Exactly. Normally what happens if the veteran is at home, their family will call the nursing home to get more information. We'll ask them to come in for a tour, and at that point we can put them on the waiting list. We have lots of people on the waiting list that may not be ready for nursing home care for 20 years, but they just felt that they needed to be on the waiting list.
So do I need to be calling in now? Is that what you're saying?
You could call in right now if you wanted to.
Okay.
So there's no age limit for the waiting list. We would really recommend people wait a little longer to be on the waiting list.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do you
what
think?
Do you think?
Well, I'm thinking that a lot of people don't know that the Tennessee State Veterans Home is not really a part of the VA healthcare system.
No, we're not. Tennessee legislature actually enacted a bill that formed the Tennessee State Veterans Home. So where the VA is federal, we're actually a state entity.
And does that make any difference?
The difference that it makes as far as payment or services, not really. It's just a different governmental entity.
Well, maybe perhaps the veteran doesn't have to actually be part of the VA healthcare system to be admitted to a Tennessee State Veterans Home.
They do not. They have to be honorably discharged with active service.
Okay.
Are there any particular residents that really are not suitable for your facility?
We have to make sure under CMS, we're still under Center for Medicare and Medicaid guidelines, and under state guidelines, we have to ensure that we can meet the residents' needs and the veterans' needs. But pretty much there are very few that we can't handle. Okay. And we can't provide care for.
Now, veterans, as I understand, you get a price break if you're or how does that work? Or is that something that you're familiar with?
Yes, VA does provide a per diem, so our normal daily rate is somewhere around $240.
$240 a day.
And so then VA gives the veteran, not the spouse or the Gold Star parent, only the veteran, the per diem, which is somewhere around $106, $110 a day. So it's almost half price.
Oh, that's good.
To come to the Tennessee State Veterans Homes.
Right. So help me with my math here a little bit. So. So that would be like $230.
So we're somewhere around $136.
$136.
Roughly,
so,
yes.
So around $4,000 a month or so, which
Yes.
is, I mean, that's comparable to assisted living.
It is comparable, and as a private pay, that's with private pay. As a private pay individual, you would have to take care of your medications. If you're at least 70% service connected, you come to our home for free.
Okay.
And that's a huge savings. We have a resident, a former resident, who needlessly spent $300,000 over 7 years in another facility, where he could have came to our home and got the per diem. So that would have been a huge savings for his family.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
I think I think the Tennessee State Veterans Homes are just a secret treasure in Tennessee. But I think a lot of our families that come see us, they either don't know you exist or assume that the waiting lists are so long, if they do know about you, that they don't even try.
Right.
And we have had very pleasant experiences working with the Middle Tennessee facilities. We're going to put contact information up.
That sounds great.
All right, so.
And I would like to add, folks should not be intimidated by that waiting list. Again, there are folks that are 50 years old on the waiting list. I think our Knoxville facility has like 400 people on their list.
Yeah.
And we work that list periodically.
Gotcha.
So,
thank you for being here today.
thank you so much for having me.
Next time, after this break, we're going to be talking with the folks from Operation Stand Down. So stay tuned and come back.